Hello and welcome to 6 things about Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War that are just different from the norm on Call of Duty. First up, you can now change your field of view in-game on console for the very first time. This is important because it has been an aspect that players on console have asked for as long as first-person shooters have been around. It is traditionally always in games on the PC, but never really come to console. Whether this has been a software limitation or a hardware limitation, nobody is entirely sure, but it has been something that people have been asking for, the ability to change exactly what you can see on screen, either zooming in or zooming out, giving you greater peripheral vision, and also altering your perspective. A lot of console players have already pushed this up quite far. I know myself have gone to either 95 or 800, and some players who are used to playing on PC now put this straight back up to 120. There are various benefits for this, of course. Being able to see more and giving you a slightly different perspective on game can be very useful in first-person shooters. It also is the case that if you zoom straight in and go for it, you do get a little bit more of a zoomed-in effect, but you get massive negatives to it as well, being able to see less of the actual goings-on in front of you. But this is a very big change, something that console players have been asking for a long time, and I am very, very glad it's in Cold War. Also different in Cold War this time around, it is going to be score streaks. Score streaks are now way more expensive, but you do keep that streak after death. The biggest change being, of course, that it is a lot harder to get them because you have to base it on a kill streak point-based system. This means that you get bonuses for the longer your streaks are, and that will contribute to your score streaks overall, meaning that if you do go on several high kill streaks, you will be able to unlock the bigger streaks in game. This goes away from a 50-point advantage early on to almost 450 later on, getting over 5 kills, meaning that once you start to get into those high kill streaks, you will be accumulating an awful lot of points. This means if you do have a good streak and a few good streaks during the game, you will be rewarded for it rather than punished and never able to actually attain those super high kill streaks. It does seem to have the effect, however, of allowing more score streaks into the game, as if you are playing public matches right now, you will no doubt see constant UAVs in the air in terms of the spy plane, as well as helicopters almost every single match. But it does allow for a slightly different playstyle without having to worry about staying alive too much, and you can now be aggressive and still get those score streaks you want to. Doors in Call of Duty have only really become a recent addition, Modern Warfare bringing the new mechanic of openable and closable doors in different fashions, from sprinting through them to just opening them to peeking them and slowly opening them as well. However, I can see in Black Ops Cold War that is no longer the case. Doors in this game are either propped open, removed, or just completely locked, and there's no way to get through them, blocking off those lines of the map. If you have been playing the alpha and beta, there may be a few times where you've tried to run through a door that looks like you can open it if you've played a lot of Modern Warfare, but it is not the case anymore. For me, it was an interesting mechanic on Modern Warfare, but I am not sad to see the back of it. I think it simplifies the map and gives less visual cues to people just trying to navigate about. And realistically, it is always annoying when a squeaky door gives your position away. Now you can just run and gun or hold a doorway to your heart's content without having to worry about it. Wildcards in Call of Duty have technically been a thing before, but before they were something that you sacrificed to get to change up your class in a dramatic fashion. Now they are a core part of every class. Things like these incredibly powerful wildcards, Lawbreaker, allow you to equip any weapon class in either slot, or equip multiple perks from one perk category. These are incredibly powerful things that will dictate a lot of how you end up playing the game. Danger Close, of course, being the default and giving you an extra piece of equipment and a lethal. Gunfighter giving you 3 additional attachment slots for your primary weapon, which does mean that you will have 8 in total, enabling you to fully equip a gun with everything you can possibly stick on it. And Greed allows you to equip an extra perk from each perk category. We believe there are more in the full game, but these are massively powerful things to add to your class, and then because they are allowed to be taken in every single class as well, we will be seeing people run them, so keep an eye out and figure out what works best for you. One of the biggest and greatest changes to Call of Duty is the fact that now attachments will give you real-world numbers to what they actually do. Not just a bar that could be misinterpreted in several ways, but actual numbers that allow you. You get the percentage base that gives you what you're actually doing, whether it be a plus 100% or plus 5, but also you can look it up and go further in to see what it actually does to the gun. This is a huge change because now, with the amount of attachments there are about, you don't have to guess as to what it is actually doing. You can see the numbers, you can figure it out for yourself, and this is on every single attachment apart from most scopes. You can see anything from hip fire accuracy and how that actually affects the handling of the gun, to speed and what percentage and speed you will actually be moving. Your base move speed is 10.26 miles per hour, and obviously you can now buff that depending on now what you use. This goes for everything from firepower to speed, accuracy and ammo, all having their own individual sections and allowing you to figure out exactly what the number crunching will do when you attach your gun to your preferred playstyle. I will say I think this is the greatest change we have seen so far in Cold War, and I'm very much looking for it to become a staple of the series. No more guesswork involved in attachments. Here are the numbers. Here's how you build your gun. It's great. Another big change in Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War is the way that the objective modes have changed. The biggest ones being Hardpoint and Domination. They have made these easier for people to understand, but also maybe changing a little bit the way they play. In Hardpoint, for example, one of the biggest changes now toward the end of the last Hardpoint, you will now know where the next one is with 10 seconds to go. This is going to make it easier for people who don't know the map or are maybe just casually playing Hardpoint for the first time, meaning they will now know to rotate to that Hardpoint and where it is going, allowing them to make bigger and better plays without being surprised or on the wrong side of the map or rotating wrong. This is a great change. It's an obvious one, but it's so much better for the casual player, and it is going to allow more people to enjoy Hardpoint. In Domination, we also see a change coming through in the fact that now instead of a small flag for these domination points, it will be a larger area to capture. Think almost like the hardpoint areas where you would stand in and gain points. Instead, here now it is capturing zones on Dom that are a lot larger and are going to allow people more space to move around in rather than these small flag zones beforehand. This is going to make a little bit of a difference to Domination, maybe making it harder to nade people off or just pre-aim a point on the map to prevent it being captured. Hopefully this makes a positive change. I'm looking forward to see how it plays out in Wilder Games. In the games that I saw so far, it didn't really seem to be a negative, so I'm also looking forward to that one. But that is just 6 things that are different in Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War. Hope you've enjoyed the video. I'm sure there are lots more, and maybe we'll do another one.